Just got a big crack in it.
We're having fun. See everybody smile? Let's see your smile.
So today we are moving fencing for the backyard of the main house. It did used to extend, what's that, 20, 30 feet off to our right here. And we had to move it in because we needed to make room for the driveways that are going back to the other two houses at the back of the property. So we had to pull it in, give a nice clean driveway there.
You can see the fence already is done.
Yeah, the fence is done.
We're gonna show you how we did it though. Okay, so first we're gonna start off by telling you guys everything that we personally use for this project. I will have links down below for you if you guys wanna know exactly what it is or where to get it. It'll be in the description box. So we used spray paint, a measuring wheel, measuring tape, surveyor string, an auger, a 2-person auger, post hole digger, a long garden spade, a farm jack, a tie down with 2 hooks on either end, or 1 hook on either end, 2 levels, a drill, screws, a rake, a garden hoe, a wheelbarrow, and a sledgehammer. And then on top of that, you need your obvious stuff for actually placing your posts. So per post, we had 1 post, which we used 8-foot posts. Then we had 1 bag of aggregate for the bottom. We had about 1 1/8 a bag of concrete per post as well. Each post is gonna need 2 support pieces of wood. We use scrap wood laying around, something around like 3 inches by 1/2 inch by like 3 feet long. You'll need 2 screws for each of those, so 4 screws per post. We use decking screws, and I believe that's it for like the actual posts. For this process as well, we also had the paint that we were going to be using for the posts. So we'll talk about that later.
And so we did do a pasture style fence because the majority of the yard is already done like this because the majority of the yard is against a pasture.
Yeah, so that's why, ooh, lots of leaves.
Oh yeah.
So that is also why this video is specifically on doing pasture fencing, because we are doing this as if it was going against a pasture. If you are looking for like how to do pasture fencing, this will answer it. This is exactly what you would do if you're going to be doing a horse pasture fence as well. At least to the best of our ability, it is what you would do.
First thing we had to do was measure the distance. It was roughly, what, 125 feet or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
And so then we had to do the calculations, figure out, okay, how many posts do we need, putting them every 8 feet apart. And then obviously at the end we had a little bit a shorter distance, which totally makes sense. So once we measured that and got all of the materials and everything we needed, we ran some surveyor string from the very end to the very beginning. And doing that, we were able to spray paint exactly where all of the posts need to be placed.
Yeah, you're gonna wanna then you'll use your measuring wheel to actually measure the full distance to get your idea of what you're gonna do. But when you measure your 8 feet out, make sure you're using an actual measuring tape, because it's more exact than using a measuring wheel. So we used a measuring tape and someone held it at 8 feet, and then I spray painted, and then we moved on to the next.
And then from there, we had to dig the holes. So using the auger, this one took quite a bit of time for all 15 posts, but we went, what was it, about 28 to 32 inches deep with that, and that was a 12-inch diameter.
And the reason that it took so long for us is we have very rocky clay soil, and so it's very difficult to get through. Highly recommend, if you have difficult soil, to make sure you get at least a 2 or maybe even a 4-person auger, just so you have more leverage.
Yeah, as you'll see, towards the end of the day, we were using that 2-person auger with 4 people.
We found something buried. We know there's no lines here, but there's some kind of like, what is that? Like,
I don't know, but
looks
it's
like the brace for like a cable, like you would anchor it into the ground.
Jack,
okay.
this side so it pulls it out straight.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't even know.
Okay, should we put a board underneath the jack so it doesn't?
No, it's coming out, whatever it is.
he meant so it doesn't make a hole in the ground where the jack is standing.
It's pulling something out.
And I think that's it.
Woohoo! Success. The jack has been useful.
Good work, Tim.
Thanks.
Was only our second hole before we ran into trouble.
Right. We only have 13 more.
Well, at least we know we've got good, like, power to pull it out.
Yeah, we know, we've got experience now.
So as we're going, we're on hole number
4. Number 3 still isn't all the way.
3 isn't all the way done.
We started number 5 too.
We started 5.
10 inches maybe.
Ryan's using an alternate method here, try and get it broke up.
Just got a big crack in it.
We're having fun. See everybody smile? Let's see your smile. Between the kids and the dogs, it slows us down quite a bit, but we're working on it. What are you doing?
Taking concrete out. 24 bags up 60-pound concrete.
It's a nice wagon.
Sure is. Once we got all the holes dug, we threw aggregate in the bottom.
Just 1 bag per hole.
Yep. We do what we find online, and people online say you should put some aggregate at the bottom to prevent root rot of a post. It's not roots though. It's
Dry rot.
Oh, dry rot. That doesn't make sense because it's
Wood rot.
Mom, what's it called?
It'd be wet rot.
When a wood
Avoid
gets
wet rot.
and
Put
it gets
aggregate in the
rot.
bottom of the post hole.
It is dry rot. Why is it called dry rot if it gets wet?
Because it gets dry eventually.
Why do we need aggregate at the bottom when water can't go through concrete?
Why do they call big shrimp jumbo shrimp?
I don't know.
Okay, so at this point we have, let's see,
Dug
2,
that one, like,
4, we have
We won
6
it.
of the holes dug
We got
out of 15. We're learning. We figured out the best way to use the auger, so
It only took
That's
1,
helping.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes to figure it out. But
we're getting there.
here's why it's taken so long to get work done, because Ryan's swinging. And all of these holes have rock in them. So we're making progress.
That's a nice looking hole. Woo. So all 15 holes are officially done. So we've got a few inches of aggregate underneath, and then we've got some dry concrete, which supposedly we're supposed to do. Hey Ari, please don't knock any dirt in there. That done for all 15 holes. We've got the line strung, which thankfully goes over all 15 holes. So we're successful in that aspect. So currently we are trying to get these posts set. This is the first one. Obviously we're in the dark, and we've got 14 more to go. So currently Tammy is screwing these braces in to make sure that it doesn't move now that we have it level.
Don't judge.
So we've learned a lot today through trial and error, and I'm confident that next time we do this, we'll do some things different. But for now,
Hire someone.
for now, we're making it work.
we're homesteading.
I'm gonna be out of town.
Supposed to do it ourselves.
Ariana and I are all about doing some of this stuff. I honestly wasn't expecting all of the help that we got today, so I appreciate all the wonderful assistance.
Now this part, we don't know how people do this in a 2-man team.
Yes, this
Because this took multiple people. We had a person holding the post with 2 levels, because you need to make sure that it's level on 2 sides. So this side and this side to ensure that it's actually level. And then you have somebody that's mixing concrete and then pouring in the concrete. And then what?
And then
was there
doing
someone
brace
else?
bars.
Yes, and then brace
After
bars
the
after
concrete
that.
was poured.
And we did this in the dark, so it was a little more difficult. We had another person holding a light.
Yeah.
And you'll see later we talk about it. The one thing we forgot to do while we were placing these posts.
Looking pretty good. Look at that. You can hardly even tell there was all kinds of dirt there.
Yeah.
In the camera, at least.
Yeah.
In terms of like how much concrete you should actually put in each one, we definitely probably could have done 2 bags two full bags of concrete each. However, most of the pasture fencing, and a lot of people don't concrete pasture fencing in general. It's not something that you necessarily have to do, but it will ensure that it lasts a little bit longer. As well as we did pressure treated wood, which again, that's not something that everyone does, and some people just aren't comfortable with it. We painted over ours, obviously. Anyways, so it's up to your comfort level and also what you just want to do, but pressure treated wood is also going to last a lot longer and not rot as quickly as non-pressure treated wood.
And then the last thing that will be in this video is we painted all of the posts that we had just set.
This is something as well that people are questioning on how soon you should paint your pressure treated wood. do what you're comfortable with. It also depends on how wet your pressure treated wood still is. We really wanted to make sure that we painted these posts first before putting on the no climb fencing, or it would have been very difficult. But you guys will see how we put on the no climb fencing in the next video, as well as putting on all the crossbars, which was a process.
Hold up, hold up. Look at that. Okay, don't press it yet. Okay, there you go.
Okay, the next side.
No, you gotta pull the bar away. Grab the bar.
No, you get.
No, you grab it.
No, I take these.
No, I got this. You gotta move the bar. Good job. Okay, and look at that.
Sissy, you get those.
So we're in. Yep. Awesome. Next up. Remember, we gotta be straight on. Excellent. Okay, so here is an issue that was found.
There's 8 foot, we're about 2 inches off center here.
Okay, so Mom saw an issue that the beams weren't spaced quite exactly the same. So what's the verdict, Dad?
We gotta pull them all out and start over.
Here's 8 feet. Here we're 3 inches off center.
Over.
Under.
For sure.
No,
We're
no,
we're
over.
3 inches shorter than
Yeah.
8 feet.
Good. We need a shorter one.
Yeah.
So we're over. That's good.
So you want me to get my farm jack? We'll
How do
start
how do
pulling
you
them out?
Oh yeah, this one is right on.
Nice.
That's 2 we've been right on.
So again, this is a learning lesson for us all. As our
Keep a tape measure on the ground to center your posts.
man, that's a whole lot of. I don't know how like fencing people can do this in like 2 people teams. And one of the things that my grandfather mentioned just within the last couple of days was that we really should, because we didn't concrete the entire post like all the way up to the ground level, we should really pack in the dirt around it just to make sure, give it a little extra stability over the long term. So that's what we're working on. And Dad's having a heyday with the sledgehammer. I mean, look at this one. He did awesome job on this, but we are seeing, I don't know what's that, about 3 inch drop in the height, just based on using the sledgehammer to pack it in. Thanks for getting that, sweetheart.
More clay.
Awesome. What's up, kiddo? Did you come to help? No?
No.
Okay. We'll see you later. What you doing, Rennie? You hugging it?
You like that pole?
So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next video where we finish up the fencing. And be sure to subscribe to follow along the rest of our journey building up this homestead.